So hello guys, my name is Ithat and in this video we're going to be learning about the motor driver in robotics. So this is going to be a very exciting video because today you're going to be learning about the motor driver, which is very important for us to work with motors. Okay guys, so it's gonna be a very exciting video. You're gonna love this video and let's go ahead, okay, and start with the definition, okay. So what is a motor driver? So the motor driver allows speed and direct control of two DC motors at the same time. The module can drive DC motors that have voltages between 5 and 35 volts with a peak current to 2 amperes. Let me explain it. So, what does the motor driver allows us to do? The motor driver allows us to control the speed and direction of the DC motor, or in this case, the hobby gear motors, at the same time. Okay, we can control both the things. Okay, and we can drive the DC motors that have voltages between 5 to 35 volts, right? With a peak current up to 2 amperes. Okay, I hope you understood this, right? So, what is a motor driver? It's just a component which will just help us to control the speed and the direction of the motors. Okay, and in this case, the motor is hobby gear DC motor. Now, this is very helpful thing, right? Because this solves two problems. One of the direction control, right? And the other problem, I will tell you just in a second. Okay, or let's just talk about it just now. Okay. So, why do we need to use a? Why do we need a motor driver? Okay. So there is a thing. Okay. So the motor driver, right? So the motor requires high current to run. Okay, but the arduino by default is just giving it less current. Okay, so the motor driver is solving that one. So the motor driver will give the motor more current so that the motor driver can run. Okay, so what is the motor driver, right? It's just a device which is just helping the motor, right, which help us to interface with the motors, right? It can control the speed, the direction, and it is solving problem too, right? Because motors require more electricity or current, and this will provide it that more current so that it can run. Okay, guys. So I hope you understood what is a motor driver and why do we need it, right? And it can also control the direction, speed, right? So yeah, the motor driver can give the motor more current which it require. Okay, because the Arduino gives less by default. Okay, so I hope you understood this slide also, guys. Now maybe you will think that I'm going too fast, but guys, this is so simple, right? Motor driver, just a component which will help us to do couple of things. Okay, first thing, it will help us to control the speed and direction of the motor, and the third thing, right? It is that it will solve the problem of the current, okay, because motor requires more current to run, but by default less is provided, and motor driver will provide it by that more current. Okay guys, so I hope you understood this slide also. Let's move on. So the thing today, okay, motor driver connections. Aha, okay. I don't know guys, but my screen is maybe hanging. Don't know why, but okay. So the motor driver connections, okay. As you can see, this is how a typical motor driver will look, okay. Or in the second slide, you might have seen. In reality, it will look like this, but in tinkercad, it will look like this. Now, not like this blue blue. But yeah, it will be kind of grayish, right? And the connections will be the same, which is shown over here. Okay, so let's see this. First connection is enable. As the name suggests, it will just enable this whole kind of this what we see, this whole column or the row. Okay. Now input one controls the output one, right? Now the ground is obviously connected to the ground, and the input two controls the output two, right, guys? Same for this. Input four controls output four, and input three controls output three, and ground is always ground only. Okay. Now comes enable. It will just enable the thing. And now coming this VS and VSS, this is a very good concept. Okay, let me tell you. Okay, so the VS pin is just for the. So guys, the VS pin and the VSS pin both are for the power. Okay, so both are the power pins. Now the thing is with motor driver is that we can control the motors as we want. Okay, right? If we want that we wanna run the motor at 5 volts, we can control at 5 volt. And if we are wanting that we wanna control from 4 to 36 volts, right? It's a lot. We can do that also. So this motor driver just gave us freedom. Okay, so the enable just enables. Okay, okay. Sorry, not thank you yet. Let me just bring in the pen. Just click on this pen. Right. So these two are just the enable pin. Okay, this and this. This controls this. Okay, this controls this. This controls this. This controls this. Ground is ground. Right, ground is ground. And now from the VS and VSS pin. So VSS pin and the VS pin both have power, right? Whereas the VSS pin is just for the 5 volts, right? And the VS pin can vary from 4 volt to 36 volts, which is actually a lot, guys. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, guys. Now let me just tell you the things in detail. Okay, yeah. So now let's talk in detail. So what is this enable one? Right now I have already told this. This enable one. Okay, sorry guys. I'm just erasing again and again, and I just forget to choose the pen. Okay. So the enable one, okay, this enable one can be used by us to enable this whole row. Okay, guys, got it? Okay. Now let's say there are two hobby gear motor. Okay, let's say hobby first motor, second motor is also hobby. Okay. Now let's say there are two parts. Okay, two. So one is connected over here. No, sorry. So what happens is that if this input one is turned on, right, then the current will pass through output one, which can control the first motors. Let's say any one part, the left or the right. Okay. Same for the input two. If this is turned on, then the current will flow through the output two, right, which will eventually just turn on the left or the right, whichever was left one. Okay, this one. Okay, now coming to the ground, these are for both the separate parts. Okay, for this also, one is for this, one is for this. Now VS, as I told you, this is the power. Okay, coming to the VSS power grounds. These are also just ground. Okay, for each one of them. And over here, we're just talking about the second one. Okay, the second motor, right? So this is just for the second motor. Now, if the input one is high, right, then the current will pass through the output 4, which will eventually just turn on the hobby gear motor, which is connected to the output 4. So that one part. Okay. Same for the input 3, output 3. If input 3 is turned on, and the current will go to output 3, right, which will eventually turn on the part which it is connected to. And again, in enable 2 will just enable all these pins. I hope you understood the connection, guys. Okay, so this is also a very short video, just like the breadboard one. But guys, just stick, right? Just stick to this series, because in the next video, trust me, we're gonna be learning about the hobby gear motor. Yes. Now let me give you a briefing to what we learned today. Okay. First thing which we learned today is that what is a motor driver? A motor driver is just a component, robotic component, which help us to control the direction and speed of the motors. Okay, which it is connected to. Now, second thing, that the it solves a problem, right? Motor require more voltages, okay, but the Arduino is giving it less. And what the motor driver do? It just provides it with more electricity so that the motor can run properly, right? And it is also controlling the rotating, as I said, direction. Okay. Now the next thing is the direction, right? Not the direction, but the connections. Okay. So this one, let me just erase all the ink on this slide. Okay, it is. So this one, okay, this one is just enabling this row, okay, and this one is enabling this row. Okay, this enable one enables this row, okay, one, and enable two enables this row. Let's say this is my two, okay. Now input one controls output one. Now I should told you how ground just for both the parts of the motor. Now input two controls output two. VS is the power pin. VSS is also the power pin. Input four controls the output four. Ground is again for both those. Okay. And output three controls no sorry, input three controls output three, and enable two, as I told, controls or enables the whole row. Okay. So guys, I hope you understood whatever I told you in this video, right? I know this video was a bit short than the regular videos, right? Because regular videos are about 20 minutes, right? 20, 22, and this video, I think, will only be 13, 14 minutes. Okay, sorry for that, but it's okay. Okay, so guys, I hope you understood whatever I taught you in this video, right? What is a motor driver, right? Why should we use a motor driver, right? All its connections, and yeah, in the next video we're gonna be using it with the hobby gear DC motor. So very exciting, right? So I hope you understood, right? I hope you liked this video. If you did, just smash the like button, right? And if you did not like it, right? Still just smash the like button, okay, just for my efforts, right? And if you have any suggestions for me, just type it in the chat box, right, the comment section. If you want your friends also to learn robotics, to share this series to them, right? If you want to watch more videos like this, just subscribe my channel and hit the bell notification icon. So that's it. Thank you.